What's going on, guys? This is Empty Box, and this is Assetto Corsa where today the headlights go up. I'm going to be driving around here on the Shutoko Revival project with the traffic mod enabled. We're going to be driving the recently updated Honda NSX mod, specifically the Stage 1 version. And yeah, we're going to have a blast here. Then we'll go ahead and switch cars and go do some high-speed running on the other section of the highway. But first of all, best corner around right here. It's so great. I love that corner. Got to turn in earlier than you think because front end is always going to wash out there. Then you got to just kind of wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah, you got your foot in it the whole time because it is a 140 mile an hour corner. Then you got the overpass, which just cranks the sense of speed up to about 12,000. Brilliant. So first of all, a bunch of mods going on here. Content Manager, Custom Shaders Pad, Soul, you know, yada, yada, yada. The standard that if you're playing Assetto Corsa in 2021, you almost certainly have heard of, because if you haven't, then you're having a much worse experience than you need to. But on top of that, the Shutoko Revival project is what this track is known as. You can find links to all of this down in the description. Inevitably, I'm pronunciating this like a Midwestern American, which, I mean, yeah, it's a thing. But if you're familiar with the Tokyo Xtreme Racer series, and you hopefully should be, especially if you're on this channel, because I am a Tokyo Xtreme Racer fan. I mean, you can be a super serious sim racer and still enjoy goofy arcade-style racing games. In fact, you should. It's good for everybody. Variety is the spice of life, after all. But, you get all of the map, basically, from that series plopped into Assetto Corsa here. And it's highly recommended if you're into this sort of thing. I'm not into the whole cruising scene within Assetto Corsa and the street cars, but this is very much the nostalgia-fueled exception for me. After all, Tokyo Xtreme Racer series is glorious and much missed. Highly recommended, by the way, if you're going to do this yourself, that you go ahead and put the music in the background. I would totally 100% do it, except for the fact that YouTube has a shoot first, ask questions later type philosophy when it comes to anything relating to music, and I just don't want to deal with that because, yeah. But just trust me. You got to do it. You got to do it, because otherwise, I mean, what's going on there? So we're going to do a short little lap here of the C1 loop, and then we'll switch over, different car, out to the other portion. It's perhaps more well known, but yeah. But besides the track, they also have a car pack available, which we'll go ahead and jump into one of those cars because they're kind of suited more for the other section. But the NSX is just absolute perfection around here, especially the Stage 1 version, which is kind of like a track prepared NSX, or as I like to think about it, the type of NSX that someone racing illegally in the middle of the night around the expressways of Tokyo might be racing. It's just got a subtle power bump. It's about 340 horsepower. It's got track day tires. You know, so it's a distinctly different car, but at the same time, it's still very much the NSX, and that's what you want, because the NSX is great because it is the NSX. I can't remember if I mentioned this. The traffic is a secondary mod that you'll need to go ahead and install, and again, this is all down in the description, so you can go ahead and check it out for yourself. You can kind of go ahead and choose how thick you want the traffic. I feel like I've set an appropriate level of traffic. It's one of those things where if you get the traffic too thick, then it just becomes like, you know, driving for real. You know, in the sense that you're just stuck there in traffic, and that's not what you want. You want to have the ability to go fast, you know. But it's really fascinating. After playing Tokyo Extreme Racer for oh no, this is not going to work. There we go. For so long, you know, and you get very used to the highways and everything, and the location of everything, and then you plop it into a racing sim that handles entirely different, and it's just like, oh, this. Pardon what I'm about to say here. It is some strange deja vu type stuff going on here, and I should have gone with an 86. I know the whole rolling guy thing, but the NSX is just that good. But we're gonna go ahead and switch cars, go to the other portion here. So back in a moment. Alrighty, so we've gone ahead and switched cars to a 900 horsepower tuned R34 GTR. Although we don't have the turbo turned up just quite yet. We'll wait for that moment. This section of the track right now doesn't have AI because of the way that the track itself is constructed. So that means that you will always have the rainbow bridge to yourself. And yay, Ferris wheel. Alrighty. Get that knob off. Here we go. Turbo 100. There we go. That's what we all came here for. Yeah, yes. Yes. Now, fortunately, the AI has fantastic lane discipline, and I think this corner is a natural corner at these speeds, and when you're not playing Tokyo Extreme Racer. I'm pretty sure I have damage turned all the way off, so that way we can just do this forever, because that's what you want to do. But the AI with the traffic mod does have pretty good lane discipline. They'll stay out of the right lane, and it's kind of strange as an American, because it's just like you don't, oh hey, this isn't working right, but then you think it through and it's like, oh hey, you know, other countries do have drivers that can handle not staying in the right lane, or the fast lane, I guess it'd be known as. Right lane here in America is the slow lane, but you know, you get what I'm saying. Then again, I don't think there's a lane for 220 mile an hour Nissan GTRs in Japan. Then again, I think it might just be one of those things where if you're driving a 220 mile an hour Nissan GTR in Japan, everybody just gets out of your way anyways, because they better. It's so different because in Tokyo Extreme Racer, all these corners are just kind of, you just kind of ignore them for the most part. But here, you have to be kind of mindful of the fact that you're doing 220 miles an hour. You know, and things that may not appear like a corner at 220 miles an hour are very likely to be a corner at 220 miles an hour. Oh yes, toll booth. Quick, it's the right lane. Find a gap. It's so stupid, but I love it. But alongside this car, there's also a tuned-up R33, a tuned RX-7. You know, obviously, if you have the DLC, you have a tuned Supra already, anyways. tuned in SX besides the one that I was driving earlier, and a whole bunch of other cars. There's a Porsche 944. There's an updated version of the Yellowbird that's got a bit more power because, you know, the whole Blackbird thing. You got to have that after all, right? But I honestly haven't driven them all because, you know, not necessarily my thing, you know. I don't really particularly like this section of the track just because the fact that it is so much just straight high-speed running. But, I mean, the giggles don't lie. The giggles do not lie. I mean, you kind of got to pay attention here. There's a little bit of wobblage. Now, one thing you will notice if you download this track for yourself is you will see a bunch of shaking going on, and that's specifically mentioned when you download this track. It's because of the fact that this track is physically so large. Assetto Corsa can't really handle it all that well. It causes some of the physics calculations to kind of go a little bit wonky. So you'll notice that there is some shaking going on, but otherwise, you know, it drives fine enough. And we're going uphill, accelerating through 200 miles an hour. Yeah. I mean, you can see the in-car display. I'm just now noticing this. You really got to pay attention, even if the right lane is. Apparently, that's the end of the highway. Even if the right lane is open, you still gotta pay attention because just the speeds you're going will keep you awake. Now for this portion, I don't know this area nearly as well, so I'll be kind of timid through here. Kind of know where we're at, but I also kind of don't know where we're at. I'm kind of very tempted to take the Sauber C9, which has the extra low downforce configuration anyways, and just let her rip, see what she'll do. See what we can do with some actual aerodynamics rather than a R34 souped up to about 12,000. Man. Seriously though, if you're into Tokyo Xtreme Racer, you got to give it a go. It is kind of a bit of a process to go ahead and get set up and everything. It's not really complex, but you know, I, for example, had an issue with the AI essentially coming to a stop about 5-10 minutes in, and it took me a little while to get that all figured out. And if you're wanting to know what the fix was, in the content manager, when you enable the new AI behavior, which enables the traffic mode essentially, you need to go ahead and make sure that you click the return to pits when out of fuel, because the AI was essentially running out of fuel. That's why they were coming to a stop. But it's one of those things where to find that information is kind of buried in one of the forum threads and not necessarily the most straightforward, easy to find. So now you know. need speed! Somewhere, not even. And unfortunately, the track map that's included, not necessarily the most useful thing, just because of the Assetto Corsa. I think there are updated track maps that are available that might be more useful. Let's go ahead and hop it into 6 here. So for example, I would like to be able to zoom out a little bit further, just that way I can see where the road goes. I don't know, to tell you the truth, this is the only time I ever use a track map, and probably the only time you'll ever actually see one here in Assetto Corsa in one of my videos, just because, you know, what do you need a track map for unless you're doing something like this, you know? And apparently there's a power outage there. There's just a few things that still need to be done, though. We need to absolutely get a, what's it called? An SP meter? There needs to be an SP meter app, and maybe there already is one. But if you go ahead and get an SP meter, and then get the ability to get traffic online somehow, I mean, you would have absolutely something special right there. One thing, especially coming from the Tokyo Xtreme Racer games, you don't realize, like, the brakes. Like, you are stopping a heavy, heavy car from a very high rate of speed. So you best go ahead and get on those brakes earlier than you think. Actual legit corner there. But then the other thing this mod definitely needs is some bighorn technology. We need the Isuzu V-Cross. We need that pure concept design. We need a Turbo Man sticker. We need this to happen. So if any of you guys out there are pondering what car to create for Assetto Corsa, you know, the all-time greatest, the Isuzu V-Cross. It's been upgraded and swapped. Oh crap, toll booth, where am I going, where am I going, where am I going? Okay, that worked out. Oh no, we're dead. We're dead. Hey, conveniently there's a wrecker right there. But the fun of having damage turned off. But yeah, the Isuzu V-Cross, that's been definitely not game sharked at all. And modified to just be just an absolute savage beast of an automobile. Be best mod ever. That would even probably top the VRC Formula North America. Like, that'd be better than a champ car. So just hear these words. Anyways, I think this has gone on long enough here. Oh, actually, you know what? We're probably not that far from having done one full circuit here. Brakes! Well, you know what? We just fell into the abyss. Yep, we fell into the abyss. That's it. We're dead. But yeah, check it out. Highly recommended. If the giggles didn't tell you how much fun this is, then I don't know what to tell you. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.